Do you ever get that feeling where you feel like you're not doing enough, like you're a failure, like you feel like you should be doing more in comparison to other people who are your age or who are doing certain things that maybe you want to be doing? I feel like a lot of people reach that point in their late 20s where you feel like you're supposed to be at a certain point in your life and you're just not there. For me, like as a kid, I always thought like I would be at a certain point in life in my mid to late 20s. Sometimes you just have to accept that life is happening at its own pace and not according to your plan. And my friend actually called me the other day and he said, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not where I want to be in life. And I thought most of us go through that particular feeling when we approach our mid to late 20s and we feel like, wow, my life really didn't turn out the way I dreamed it would when I was a kid. Like I thought I would be somewhere that I'm not. I thought I would have this amount of money. I thought I would be engaged. I thought I would have kids. I thought I would already have a house. I thought I would have all these things, and I don't. And sometimes you just have to accept that life's plan for you might be different from your plan. It doesn't always work out the way that you want it to work out, but it will work out. And most of the time it's just because we are always constantly comparing our lives to other people. And it's become so ingrained in the culture of social media that we do it unconsciously. We're always comparing ourselves or looking at ourselves in relation to someone else. We're judging what we have in comparison to someone else. Maybe they're married or have a kid already, and you thought, wow, I went to high school with this person and they already have this and that and are married with a kid, and I'm here living alone or still living with my parents. And they seem like they have their life all put together, and maybe you feel like a failure. You just feel like, what am I doing? Why has my life not progressed? I promise you that it will work out. And it will work out better than you can ever imagine. But it won't work out the way you thought it would. Because God's plan is the only plan. We think we can plan everything. You're in your 20s and you think, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. And 3 years later, they're long gone. But we have to trust the process and trust the pacing of the universe for our lives. Everyone is different. Maybe God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, is seasoning you for who you're meant to be. Sometimes we want things, but our hands are not big enough to hold what we're asking for yet. Sometimes maybe it's just about learning to love ourselves as we are. I'm not saying you shouldn't want your life to be better or you shouldn't strive to go after the things that you want. You should. But you should also be okay with who you are at this moment. Because if you're constantly chasing the future and chasing some future version of yourself or the life that you want, you'll never be satisfied now. There's no point in constantly being anxious about some future which may or may never come. It's better to be at peace and happy with where you are now while you're striving and pushing for what you want. And also be open to what life may have in store for you. It's not about always having the perfect plan or some linear vision for your life where these things, or you have to reach these particular milestones at this time, and you're constantly worried about how it looks on the outside. Sometimes life is supposed to be an adventure. It's not supposed to be some long singular narrative. Don't make your life one long singular narrative. Make it like a book of short stories or poems that just happen to be connected. I think that's where the fun is in life. If life is one long narrative where you go to school, you get a degree, you get married, you buy a house, you have kids, you get the car, you work for the rest of your life, and that's it. That's a boring life. That is a predictable life. Sometimes the most exciting things are the things that require risk. It's not about knowing what's going to happen, but it's about going anyways and loving what life has in store for you, whether that be something that you planned for or something that you didn't plan for. Nietzsche said, love your fate, whatever comes, run towards it and accept it fully and wholeheartedly. That's where your growth is. That's where you will become the type of person that you were meant to be. And maybe that's not the type of person that you plan to be. Literally, if you want to progress in life, love yourself through everything. Self-love is the number one way to grow as a person. And I'm not saying love yourself and act on every small whim that you have, and if you feel like eating ice cream for a week straight, do it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying love yourself as if you're loving someone who you are responsible for taking care of. If you're responsible for someone, you're not going to let them eat ice cream 3 times a day, every day for 7 days straight, because you know it's not good for them. Love yourself like you want the best for yourself, but love yourself like you also accept yourself. Because then it doesn't matter what happens, because you love yourself, and by default, you love what the world has in store for you. Whatever comes, you'll be okay. Because there'll be difficult times regardless, and you'll have to get through that regardless. But if you can love yourself and you can accept your fate, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone else has. It doesn't matter what people think of you, because you are on an adventure. You're literally having a love story with yourself. You're having some kind of romance with life. There's ups, there's downs, but it's okay. You have a plan and the plan doesn't work out, but you learn to accept life's plan or God's plan for you. And that's the adventure. That's literally where life gets exciting. It's because you can't plan for that. There's always a risk involved, and there's always things that happen that are out of your control. And you kind of just have to ride the wave and see what happens. If you are happy and at peace, then you've won. Like there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to be. There's no audience to impress. There's nobody to please. Once you're happy and at peace, you've won. So my point is, let life be an adventure. And it's okay to not get the things that you thought you were supposed to get when you were younger. Stop worrying about what other people think about you and how your life looks on the outside. It's more just about accepting who you are and loving yourself as a person. I don't think we should envy other people, because whatever you get in life, there's a price tag attached to it. Nobody gets anything for free. And we don't know what that price tag is. We don't know the price they paid for the things that they have. People sell their soul to get things and do things on social media and act and look like they're successful. But inside, they're broken. They don't love themselves. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't want those things, or we shouldn't strive to be better in life, or to have things that we want. It's okay. It's okay to want things. It's okay to want to be successful. But don't do that at the expense of accepting and loving yourself and being true and authentic to you. If something is compromising who you are as a person, and you'll know if it is, then don't do that. Don't do things just for the sake of social media or likes or follows or being popular or getting attention. I promise you it's not worth it. This is a marathon, not a sprint. If you're in your 20s or even 30s and you feel like you're not where you want to be in life, be okay understanding that this is a marathon, not a sprint. People who seem like they are ahead of you in life now, the race is not over. Take a breath, just relax for a second. Like, we're constantly on this like hamster wheel treadmill, and we're constantly trying to keep up with everyone, and it's exhausting. And I promise you, I promise you, if you're doing that, you're not happy. So just love yourself through everything. Try your best, but also just accept that maybe life's plan for you is not what you thought you were going to do or who you thought you were going to be, and that's okay. Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts, comment. If you resonate with this video, if you're going through something and what I said really spoke to you and you connected with it, then let me know. Share in the comments, ask questions if you want. Yeah.